I felt like nobody was ever going to be as big as Lil Wayne, like during like Lollipop times and obviously like Carter 3 times. And, you know, I just never seen rap be that, it just was it was like this bright flash bulb. Like I just never seen it look so massive and so big. And remember, like I'm on tour with the guy, so I'm at his shows and, you know, I'm watching everything. Like, you know, and by the way, I don't think that anybody like ever in music from now and before and the future, I don't know if there'll ever be anybody that will work harder than that guy. So that was a big thing that I paid attention to as well. It was just like he has the most insane work ethic. And I see like a lot of glimpses of that in like guys like Future, Thug, guys that really stay in there and they're like, again, relentless. Like, but like, man, there was nothing like Wayne. Like I used to watch Wayne cut like 4 or 5 classics in a night, like joints that like would just go on to be like, it would be mind blowing. You know, he'd get 4 verses off and then like 2 months later or 3 months later, those songs would come out. I'd be like, I can't believe this is like, you know, Make It Rain or like, you know, like whatever.
Shout out Fat Joe.
Yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, I think initially my goal was just to be a protege that didn't flop. You know, I just wanted to be somebody that was like remotely as important as my mentor. And yeah, from there, you know, I think a lot of things changed when Wayne went to jail, because it was really a moment of realization. Like, all right, this guy pretty much put all his trust and all his like power behind us, and now like it's on our shoulders to like make sure that when he comes home, you know, it's kind of like the same thing. Like if your man goes in and does a bid and you guys are doing a thing together, you want to make sure that when he comes out, you come pick him up in a nice car and say, yo, here, you know, so it was that type of responsibility where it's like, yo, when my guy comes home, I just want to make sure that this thing is bigger than where it was when we left off.
So how do you think you held it down in that period?
Just from all the teachings, all the things that I learned, you know, I think I just clicked into a different zone naturally, you know, because like I said, I was out here by myself. I mean, obviously it was me and Nicki, but you know, I always felt like, okay, I'm Wayne's little brother, and he's dependent on me to carry this name, you know. And at that time, Young Money was a lot more connected, so I felt that obligation to everybody, to Mac, to Nicki, to Tez, to, you know, to really take things to whatever level I could take them to. And I think I just did it by, like, again, observing him. I knew, you know, I knew what it was to try new things on records. I wasn't afraid. I loved to work. And Wayne always embraced me working in my own space. He never told me, yo, you have to work like me. You have to stay up these hours. You have to do these drugs. You have to. He never was like that. He never pressured me to do nothing. He always wanted me to work the way I felt. You know, the way and my assistant right now, who I've been with for years, I'll never forget, like, the first time I was like, well, look, the way I work is I need 40 here, you know, because that's my engineer, and I like, you know, he knows what to do with my vocals. And I remember CJ, you know, who, again, is like, you know, we formed a 10-year bond, if not more now, but I remember CJ being like, yo, what, we're gonna book this guy's boy a flight to come to, like, just tell him to get in the booth with who we got here, you know? Why are we booking this boy a flight?
And Wayne, you could probably get any producer at that time, too, right?
Well, I mean, it was just, we were at Hot Beats, and they had engineers. So he's like, what? Like, this guy's gonna fly another guy from Canada? And, you know, obviously CJ, doing his job, trying to watch over the money, you know, was like, why are we flying in Drake's boy? Or not, I wasn't even Drake. It was probably just like, yo, why are we flying in this light-skinned kid's boy to come and help him with his music? But Wayne, you know, Wayne stood up for me, and he's like, yo, get him whatever he needs. And I think with those tools was how I was able to maintain for that stretch of whatever it was. I think it was a little under a year. But, you know, just to have it primed for him to touch road again and know that it didn't take some deep plummet to the bottom, you know, it was just, it was bigger than ever, I think, by the time he came out.
Even musically, it sounded like you changed as well, because, like, if you listen to your old records, it sounds like someone's doing a bad impersonation of you. And it's like, fast forward, it sounds like night and day. You know what I mean? Like, you used to stretch out the vowels, like, let's be honest. But, you know, moving forward it changed. Was that stemming from that situation with Wayne? And
I think that was just the times, man. It was like finding myself. You know, you can always hear a rapper finding themselves if you give them more than like 5 or 10 years, you know? So yeah, I mean, I used to rap like Budden back in the day, with the way I used to try and get like certain flows off. And then, you know, when I met Wayne, I realized the goal was to like get bars off, but also have these catchy nuances that people can grasp onto. Right. And I think a big thing that changed my music too was understanding the performance element. So to watch what records work on tour for Wayne, or to start doing my own shows and see, okay, like cool, you know, like I do love to make, you know, R&B music, slow music, melodic music, but like, man, it feels good to have one of those slappers